So yeah, hi Joe. To I don't know to introduce you, I would say my name for you is Manila Ice, which is which is the combination of the words Manila and Vanilla Ice because you are from
Oh yeah,
Philippines
sure.
and you also sing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So yeah, do you wanna introduce us about? Do you wanna sing about your name?
So my name, no, yeah, I'm Suharto. My name is my real name is Suharto Jundam.
Oh.
So yeah, because I'm from the Islamic side of the Philippines.
Yes, yes.
Because Philippines is actually like majority of them are
Christian.
Yeah, Catholic and Christians.
Yeah.
But we're from the south side, which is like Mindanao, and the Mindanao Island.
Yeah.
So my name was actually taken from an Indonesian president. Yeah, Suharto. Yeah, from the Indonesia.
Okay.
So my granddad actually named me after that. So, but then like a lot of my relatives couldn't pronounce Suharto,
yeah.
right? And they're like, how are we gonna call him? Do we call him Hart? Do we call him Sue? And then one of my aunts have this big crush on a local Filipino celebrity named Jao Mapa.
Okay.
So he was like, "Oh, I'll just call him Jao." And then starting from that, like a lot of people started calling me Jao. And then it's like, "Okay, so just call me Jao then." Until I grew up, it's like called Jao.
So like, or like paperwork wise, it's not Jao.
Which
like
one?
Birth certificate
Yeah,
wise.
it's Suharto.
Okay.
There's no Jao in that.
Sorry, what is it again? Suharto.
Suharto.
Your original name is so hard to pronounce.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why. So it gets confusing, especially at work, because like I'm from the agency, so whenever they log me in, I'm Suharto, but then when I say my name, it's like Jao. So what's your real name?
But I like Jao because like it's a sweet name. It's a small name. It's also like the adjectives that I would use for you. You're like sweet.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Small.
Oh, thank you.
And also because it means go.
in your
my
language. Yeah.
So Philippines is mostly like Christian or Catholic dominated because like the history for Philippines has also been interesting because you had like first the Spanish came and then the US got involved and then the Japanese came. So like back home, like because you've been like so back home for me there is a lot of like English or Portuguese like relics or like the influences is very prominent. So like back home, is there something that like has there been like a conscious or like a very prominent influence cultural wise?
Yeah, so because we were actually colonized in a long time by Spaniards.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of surnames and in the Philippines is actually kind of Spanish, like De Guzman, De Leon, Santiago. So I have a lot of friends who has that surname, and after Spaniards we were colonized by the Japanese, I think, which they were actually the ones who were kind of abusive to the Filipino community back then. So we kind of have that negative, but now it's nothing really. And then become the American colonization, which actually freed us from because they took over from the Japanese, and then the American actually gave independence to the Philippines. So in the Philippines, there's a lot of influences. Especially in the Spanish way and American. Like the first one in American is like our accents. Like when you go to the Philippines, like a lot of people will say, "Oh, why do you speak like an American?" Because we actually have that accent. And one of the biggest industries in the Philippines is actually call center. Like call center agents. Yeah, because we actually like our first language is Tagalog in Metro Manila, but we actually speak English like starting from preschool.
Okay, so it's like almost. It's very similar for us. Also, the call center thing, like Indians.
Exactly. Indians.
We get that a lot. So I guess like the thing is like if you want like a call center that's like really like economical, go to India. But if you want some authentic accents, go to Philippines.
And then with Spanish, like what I said, it's with the surnames, and there's a lot of like heaps of words like we use now like Spanish, like Cilia, contador. There's a lot of Spanish words.
So that's like language is influencing.
Language influences, and we have this Spanish what I call this Spanish city in the Philippines, which is Zamboanga. So have you?
Yeah, I read about it.
So Zamboanga is like until now they use Chavacano, which is a majority of those words is actually Spanish origins. So and my great grandmother is actually Spanish.
Okay.
So she's a Lantican. So she met my granddad. My granddad is one of like the Sultan of Sulu.
Okay.
So they got together, and then my great grandma, like she converted from that to being an Islam. So I kind of have the Spanish blood as well, but it's just like 1/8 or something. So and like our national costume, we have the Barong Saya and the Barong Tagalog. So if you see the Barong Saya, it's a Filipina it's like our traditional dresses for Filipino women, and it's kind of like a Spanish origin as well. So you're like, oh, that's nice. And we have a lot of novelty, like a lot of poetry that is Spanish based. Like written by Filipino authors, which were like born during the Spanish era, and they actually wrote a lot of the negativities and positivities of the Spanish era, and I think until now the most prominent influence that Spanish has given to the Philippines is the religion of Catholicism. Because back then what I've heard is like majority of the Filipinos are actually Muslims. And then came the Spaniards. That's why people from Mindanao like us, we're like majority of us are Muslims because we actually fought the Spaniards. So because we didn't want them to like go and colonize us with that religion, because we're actually
because that was like most of religion, like the entire, like, to put it very simply, like there were a lot of conquests were made into other countries just to spread religion.
Exactly. And so if we go, like, we have also this province called Cebu City. So there we can find like the biggest Jesus Christ cross in there, because that's like the last top of the Spaniards, because after that it's the Mindanao area where no. So
is there still, like, even now, like in, say for example 2018, like is that distinction still clear, or is it like fading away? Like is it like is the top Catholic dominated part and like the bottom Muslim dominated part still like is it still clear, or is it just fragmented? And
because we have three major islands in the Philippines, so Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So I was born in Mindanao, but I was raised in Luzon. So Luzon is where you can find Metro Manila. So it's like Jakarta of Indonesia.
That's like the main.
It's like many people live there. So if you live in Luzon, especially specifically in Metro Manila, it's like fragmented. Everyone is living together. But if you go to the Visayas region, where Cebu is located, like what I said, a lot of those people who live there are actually Christians or Catholic. And when you go downside to the south part, which is the Mindanao area, a lot of them are actually Muslims like me. But in the Philippines, what I love in my country is we don't really we don't have that like
segregation.
That's segregation. Like I grew up with a lot of Catholic friends. They grew up with a lot of Muslim friends, and like wearing hijab is not an issue. Like people, Catholic Filipinos are really sensitive when it comes to Muslim traditions. Like have you like eating pork as well, like that. They don't really like. Because there's a lot of countries who like fight between religions.
Which is what, like, I was reading about this, and that's like one of the similarities I found between our two countries. You have this like intermingling of like all different religions, although it was particularly segregated at first. And even for us, like it's super diverse. Like at this point, we don't notice. Like
exactly.
My mom's a Hindu. I went to a Christian school. And I was taught by Muslim professors. So it's crazy.
I know. Because even me, I was born in a Filipino family, in a Muslim family. But my school, actually, we pray like in a Catholic way. So for me, it's like it's okay because it's a prayer. It's like for me, it's a prayer for everyone. So, so I still do pray that. And the thing is, like what I told you before, like I have 5 or 6 siblings, right? And 4 of them actually married Catholic. So their partners actually converted to Muslims as well. So that's how it goes in the Philippines. Like religion is like our way of life, but we don't let it really like segregate.
Not dominate.
Exactly.
I know this is controversial, but like sure, the people came in and they came into our countries and they try to spread Christianity, but they make really good schools.
Exactly.
The good schools in my city are all Catholic. Or Jesuit.
We also have like a university. It's called University of Santo Tomas.
Yes, I heard about this. This is like it has the oldest something of in Asia.
It is like the oldest Catholic something in Asia. And back then, like in the 1980s, 1970s, a lot of people from different Southeast Asian students go to the Philippines just to study University of Santo Tomas. It's actually one of my dream school, but I never get in, so it's okay.
But Griffith is as good as that.
Griffith is like Griffith is in the top 100, So, but a lot of my cousins studied in USD, so
Okay, so moving on from like the past and the politics of the past to like current. So there's this comedian called John Oliver. He has a show on HBO called Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He's this British comedian with an American show. And he tries to, he doesn't like Duterte. is what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And I like his show, so I'm like, you know, if he doesn't like Duterte,
You would
I'm
like
like kind of influenced.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, do you like Duterte?
Well, personally, I don't.
Okay.
Because actually, my siblings, they all. Oh no, my siblings, my sister who lives here.
Yeah.
And her husband is actually like pro Duterte. That like they're okay with Duterte. They don't really patronize Duterte.
But they're okay.
They're okay. But me, I'm not. Nah. Because back then, like I think that was 3 years ago when the election came to the Philippines. Duterte was like someone that a lot of Filipinos view as someone who can really change our country.
Yep.
Because he has that metal hand. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if he wants to do it, he will do it.
Yep.
But the thing is, sometimes they actually overstep. You know, he uses his power, which is beyond what he has to use it. So, like, he, you know, and the thing is, like, a lot of Filipinos defend him, even though he's doing things that aren't really expected from him, or like, you know, not expected from him, but he's not even doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what I feel thinking about what he did was like he went to Korea and then he kissed someone.
Yes. John Oliver spoke about this.
So. For me, like, you're a freaking president, first of all.
Yeah.
You don't do that in a public place.
Yeah.
And then, like, when that news, like, was crazily spread in media, a lot of Filipinos defended him, like, saying, oh, that's just a publicity stunt. That's not true. I mean, Duterte's
But that doesn't help. Like,
exactly. like, that makes it worse. Like, you're gonna do it just for a publicity stunt.
That's
you're not a celebrity. You're a president, you know?
Yeah.
And like it's crazy now in the Philippines because we have like DDS. So DDS are like the pro Dutertes, and we have like the Dilawan's, which is like pro because we have Aquino.
Okay. What is Aquino?
Aquinos are like one of the prominent families in the Philippines. So yeah, it's like
is that Duterte or is that other people?
That's a different people.
The similarities here are crazy because like so you speak about Duterte as in like someone who's like who thinks he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
But he's not a great president and he's kind of like morally doubtful.
Yeah, morally
which
balanced.
is very similar to Trump because he thinks he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
People voted Duterte the same way people voted for Trump, which is like he'll change things.
Exactly.
But another thing here is that you say that there's Duterte, but there's this other family, which is Aquino, which is I think a strong political family.
Yes, they are.
So we have the same thing. We have our president right now, or our prime minister right now, which is Modi, and he ran against, or he's in a different party, which is opposed by Congress, which is the same thing, which is like a political party that has been strong and that has been
a
like,
long time.
Long time.
Yeah. And then like this Aquino, we have Nino, because we have the Noynoy and we have Ninoy Aquino. So we have Ninoy Aquino. The dad is the Ninoy Aquino.
Okay.
And then there's just like I haven't really understood the
But this is like just family, like father then son. Like,
yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah,
so,
you have what, Nino and
Ninoy and Noynoy.
No, we have Rajiv and Rahul.
Okay.
Rajiv Gandhi and Rahul.
Yeah, it's like so it's like
Yeah.
family politics. So after that Aquino regime, we have like a lot of presidents changed, like Arroyo and stuff like that, and then suddenly the son of this Ninoy, which is Noynoy Aquino, he was voted to be the president for like before Duterte.
Yep.
So there's like 8 years, I think, or 6 years. Then after that, there comes Duterte. So there's a lot. There's like people who like
Like
fans.
a lot of people who were not given the chance to have their representation is suddenly all putting their forces into Duterte because he's the change.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, in the Philippines, it's funny because they said that you're either Dilawan or you're either the DDS. But like people like me, like I don't freaking care about politics as long as the Philippines is going good. But at the moment, it's really not because like even the price of the inflation, it's really high right at the moment. So,
but you'll also have like there's also this. Am I correct? Or there's this build notion
project.
that's there. Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't really have any knowledge with the build whatever project, but like. I don't know, like there's a lot of projects that Duterte is doing, which is okay. Like he's the president, so he has to be doing that. But the thing is, like every time something bad happens, that he's gonna point the fingers to anyone. That's one of the bad things about Duterte is that he points fingers with like, oh, if this something bad happens, I'm gonna point it to you.
Yeah.
And the second thing is that whenever he like people say like, oh, the Philippines is not doing good, he's gonna say like, oh, I'm gonna step out of my position.
Yeah.
Every freaking time he said that like million of time, and he still haven't stepped down. And it's like a lot of people were saying, why won't you just step down if you want to step down? And the thing is, and another thing is, we have this what we call as the, if you search Mocha Uson.
Okay.
So she was a famous sexy dancer in the Philippines back then.
Yeah.
And she's now representing Philippines in the United Nations.
Okay.
Because
that's progressive.
But she doesn't have anything.
Oh.
Like she hasn't finished law or whatsoever.
So then why is she? How?
Because she has connections with
Duterte?
Duterte.
That's
it's so super silly. Like a lot of people in position at the moment in the Philippines have no background in law. Like a lot of them are from from show business. A lot of them are from this and that. So it's fucking crazy right now.
But it's again like when you say like when you describe Duterte, the person I see is less of a president and more of a showman, which is again, it's funny in a way because a lot of presidents these days are not presidents; they are showmen. Like
exactly.
Even like for Trump's, I don't know. I keep bringing up Trump because I see a lot of similarities between Duterte and Trump. But even with Trump's cabinet, like the people he's employing are not people who are qualified. Yeah. They're just people that he thinks can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, like as a president, you're expected to really uphold the professionalism and like, the people will actually follow what you do. But he's not really representing a good president at the moment for me. Yeah. Like, oh my god! But a lot of I have a best friend in the Philippines, and we've been best friends since elementary. Like we were like 8 years old. Yeah. And he's super pro Duterte. Oh. Yeah, he's like, whenever he posts things, we're like, but I don't want politics to be.
But that is very complex, right? Like if you like grow up with someone, or if you have like a best friend, it's very complex if like they have like opposing political ideologies. Yeah.
And he always posts like the good things about Duterte, and I don't really comment bad thing, but I was like, the fudge. And then I posted about the South Korean issue. And then he just messaged me like, hey, blah, blah. And we just joke about it. Okay. Like he said, you know what? Like
it's very important to have your beliefs, but also
like you don't destroy your friendship because. And then he's just like, you know what? Even though we have opposing beliefs, I still love you. It's like okay. But
that's how. But I understand if it's like why it's so difficult to have that friendship going, because like politics like back then politics used to be like left and right or like I believe in this, or I believe like pro-abortion or anti, like policies. Politics used to be about policies. Now it's like it's about so much bigger than that. It's about like which immigrants you hate, and like do you respect women or do you think women are like secondary? That's like where we are right now, which is which makes it really hard. Because I can be friends with you if you have like different views on policies, but it's really hard to be friends with you if you think like that some citizens are third class and some are great.
Yeah, that's a different issue.
That's a problem. Okay, I'm gonna shift the topics now. In case we have someone listening who's a pro Duterte,
just message me, fight me.
Okay, so I want to shift towards Australia. Yeah. Because you've been here for some time, and I want to know about your experiences. You work and you study. So how's the student culture and the work culture, and also like, since you're from Philippines and since like this is a new world for you, like you obviously have times when you miss your culture, your food, or your people. So like, what do you do when you're here?
Well, because
that's a loaded question.
A lot of questions, but I'm gonna enumerate that. So when it comes to university life, it was really a culture shock for me. Because back in the Philippines, we don't really do essays. Like plagiarism isn't really that big of an issue in the Philippines. I don't know if it's the same.
No, it's the same. It's the same.
So like a lot of in the Philippines, we do exams, we do recitations, and attendance is really important in the Philippines. Yes. But here it's really not. Like you can do it online as long as you submit your freaking 1,000 words essay. But so that's, and the thing is, I finished my bachelor's in the Philippines, as like Bachelor of Nursing in the Philippines, and then I moved to Canberra. So I studied at the University of Canberra, but I took just 1 year of the nursing course. So I was immediately I was put into third year, and everything was third year units for me. And I was so shocked because they're like the marking criteria is really high, and it's my first time doing essays. So I've experienced a lot of like failures. Like I really had bad scores and stuff, and I even got like a notice of plagiarism. But
Okay.
I did.
But you didn't know that was plagiarism because like it's different.
Yeah, and
Like
the thing is,
I mean, it's great that they have such like high levels for plagiarism because that's the way we should do it.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, when I had a meeting with the dean of nursing in the University of Canberra, I showed them my works, and they were like, oh, "Okay, so you're not plagiarizing anything." So I'm good with that. So aside from that, it's like, because Philippines is really a lot of people, right? Like 130 million people.
Yeah, you have. I think 2006 was 100 million. See, I read things.
Really? Oh, that's good on you. So every like 24 hours, Philippines is always noisy.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Philippines. Like, you can go out of this house and then meet someone you don't know and then talk anything about like under the moon. But here in Australia, it's really quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It has pros and cons as well. But like, that's what I miss about Philippines. Like the noise, the people. Like, and the thing is, like here in Australia, like the train, like you don't have anyone pushing you or pulling you. But you know what? In the Philippines, like especially like a public transportation. So I've experienced I was late for an exam. I don't usually ride the train in the Philippines because it's fucking crazy. So I usually have the jeepney. So
it's a jeepney.
Jeepney is only Philippines has the jeepney. So it's like a public transport. It's like our local bus.
Okay, yeah.
So it's cool if you search. It's really nice. So what happens in the jeepney is like we were seated. So we have like that row and then this row. So we're seated
two rows,
face together. And
face together. Yep.
If you're gonna pay for your ride, like you'll say pasuyo po or bayad po. And then, like, for example, 8 pesos. So you will give it to the person next to you, and then the person will give it until it reaches the driver.
Wow!
And then the driver will give you the change the same way. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then
it works.
Yeah, and then and the
amazing.
driver will say sukle. So sukle means like your change.
Oh, okay.
So the driver, because he's driving, so he's just gonna put the money like.
So
someone will touch it, and then the next person will.
So all these are just genuine passengers that are
we're all strangers in that particular jeepney.
Okay.
So that's the good thing about Philippines if you go there. So that's why I usually ride, because we don't usually get like overcrowded in the jeepney because you can't really put a lot of people there. But in train, like because I was late in an examination, so I have to ride the train. Then people were starting pushing me. Even the train is not there yet. Like, I mean, the train is there, but it's not open yet. Yeah, and then when the door was open, like, there's no respect because like people were pushing and pulling and stuff like that. But that's why one of the things I miss in the Philippines, like, even though like it's really crazy living in that kind of country, but you miss it. Like, because
I can come like again, like there are a lot of similarities which I didn't know that would be there. I didn't like plan this, but again, like for us also, it's nothing. I don't think it's necessarily something to do with like Asian countries, but it's just the fact that we are more populated. And if we are more populated, then there are more people getting on transport, we have no doors on trains. So the rule is that if you see the door, if the train is moving or not moving, you jump in. So like you don't wait for the train to stop. So even here, like when it comes to crossing or like public transport, I feel very like weird. Because like I'm used to like people being very close. Which is like I was talking to my friend about this, and this is a tangent, but like I was telling him that the one thing that I can't do now if I go back home is I can't cross, because I press a button,
and you have to wait.
Then they will tell me when to cross, and I cross without any care. Back home, there are no there are buttons now, but like most of my life, there were no buttons. Most times there were no signals, so you just run.
So just run and just cross. Like as long as there's no car, you cross.
Oh, sometimes there are cars. We go.
You save your life.
So that's like this. Like how Bear Grylls does his shit. This is our survival. Like this is the skill that we pick up.
But the thing is, like that's what I think. That's one of the things I really appreciate in living in those, like being born and raised in that kind of country. Because if you go to a country like this, like in Australia, which is like everything is, for me, everything is easy. Like everything is safe. Everything is
very easy.
It's discipline and stuff like that. We like, oh my god, this is so new.
But
the thing is, like we have challenges we experienced that a lot of people here in Australia didn't. Because of the nature of their living experience. But so that makes us really strong as a person, I think, and like we actually can really adapt easily to like the changing environments that we live in here.
It's like we've gone from the game mode on hard mode,
and
now
mode,
it's just
go to
easy
kind of
to medium.
mode. Exactly.
When I first came here, one of the things that I missed or one of the things that made me uneasy was like getting onto public transport, which is weird because this public transport is arguably better.
Yeah.
So why am I feeling uneasy? But the reason was that this is so crazy, but like the crowd and all the people and all the pushing and all the like chaos was actually comforting to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Now, like, no crowd makes me feel like, okay, what's happening?
Yeah,
you know?
I feel
it feels empty in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think, and that's why I always missed Philippines.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss Philippines not just because of its positive things, but a lot of negative things.
Yeah, even those are like things that I think of them nicely now.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's so funny because back in the Philippines, when you have a backpack, you can't put it at your back.
Yeah.
You have to put it in front of you
in the
during
Philippines. Train and everything?
Every time you go out of the house.
Oh, is that because people steal?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I have a lot of friends who, like, when they put their bags at the back, their bags are already open. Sometimes it's being with a knife. Yeah. But here you can just walk. Like, you can even leave your bag.
Have you seen here that people, like, there's this social understanding that there has to be like a very prominent distance between two people. Like even in queues, like, you know, like back home in lines, you get pushed and everything. But like here, I've never been like, there is no one, like, people respect personal space more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like if you actually, like, even just, you know,
touch someone,
they will say, "Oh, sorry, I didn't." So they really respect, and I think that's a good thing as well.
Yeah, like even the work culture, a lot of people, myself included, I really appreciate the work culture here in a way that it really like allows you to have a life.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like,
and the thing is, I'm gonna compare my profession back in the Philippines and here in Australia. Like here in Australia, we only get like 4 patients in the morning shift and the afternoon shift.
Yeah.
Maximum of 5, and at night shift we get 10 patients at the max. In the Philippines, a nurse will take care of the whole ward.
Yeah.
So like the whole ward is like 20 to 30 patients.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the best things about working here in Australia is, like, you know, having that kind of workload doesn't only put you into safety, but also the patients.
Yeah.
Like if you have that number of, like, a maximum number of patients, you can actually provide the care that they need.
Yeah.
Because in the Philippines, it's just meds, like medication. Because you can't really provide like the optimum care of having 20 patients.
Yeah.
And like what you said, like even though you're working here, you still have like, you know,
there are like a lot of like Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
off,
Saturday, Sunday
and
off, and like you can go anywhere. And the thing is, here, like the public transport, or if you drive, like there's no much of a traffic.
Yeah.
So if you finish your work like at 8, you can be at home by 9.
Yeah.
Because in the Philippines, the traffic is freaking crazy.
No, completely. Yeah.
Yeah, like
can't relate.
Like sometimes.
Okay, what's the let's do this. What's the most you've ever been stuck in a traffic for? How many
6
hours? 6 hours. Wow, that's more. For me, it's like 3.5 hours.
Because we have what they call as EDSA. So it's like the highway in Metro Manila.
Yeah.
So, because a lot of people from different provinces go to Metro Manila to find their dream. That's why there's a lot of people in the Philippines. Yeah. So, it's so freaking traffic that because I have like placement bits in the Philippines. So, if I have a placement at 7, I should be awake at 2:30.
Wow.
And leave my home at like 3 to 3:30.
Is it? So it's not the distance.
It's not the distance. Like if you're gonna Google Map it, because I've tried it before. If you're gonna Google Map, it's like 15 to 20 minutes drive. But honestly, it's like 1 to 2 hours if you're gonna go there like physically.
Yeah.
And like they said, like you're not even at work yet, but you're already tired. You're already tired because
traffic. Yeah.
Because of the traffic. Yeah.
Also, like when you like miss your culture, when you miss your people, like what is your go-to, like?
Because one of the best things, I'm really thankful of being here in Australia is that even though I'm living in a foreign country, I'm with my family.
Yeah.
It's really a big thing because I've lived in Canberra by myself for 1 year, and it was one of the freaking hardest moments of my life. Like the moment I came to Canberra, I thought I was gonna be okay. And then like a week I've been there, I was crying every freaking night.
Yeah.
There's no like, it's not over exaggeration. I was
no. I get
crying every night.
I get it. Yeah.
You know, like you're gonna sleep alone and you're gonna like sleep crying, and then when you wake up, you're gonna feel, Farch, I'm still here, and you're gonna cry again. But you have your dreams. Like I have my dreams, so it's like no, you have to fight this.
Yeah.
And then when I moved here, like even though I'm with my family now, there's still moments that I still miss home.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's still, you know, it's the aura. I think it's really different when you're here and when you're working, when you're back home. And my way of like forgetting about that homesickness. It's really being with my family, talking about everything.
So that's actually a good thing because like you have your family here, so it's easier.
Yeah, and back then in Canberra, what I do is always when I miss home, I watch Filipino movies.
Yes.
That makes me I miss them.
You have no idea like so I don't want to publicly like acknowledge this, but the amount of like Netflix has Bollywood movies now, they're adding more. And there are a lot of shit movies, okay? And these are the movies that if they came on TV, and this is actually true, if there are some movies that I don't want to name. There's this one movie called Mr. and Mrs. Khanna, okay? It's a Salman Khan film. You won't get why, like you won't get any reference, but like it's a movie. It has come on the TV a lot of times. It's so bad that it stopped coming on TV. I would never watch it. Even if someone paid me money, I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I'm here now. I have all of the world's movies in my like all like award winning and Oscar winning. I fucking watch Mr. and Mrs. Khanna.
Yeah.
Like I've stopped. Like I used to be a huge fan of English songs, and I only listen to English songs. Fuck all of that. I only listen to Bollywood now.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like it, but I fucking love it now. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what? In my car, like we were playing music, right?
Yeah.
But before I was playing because that was top 100 Billboard. But before that, I was playing all-time Filipino music.
Yeah.
I was like, I think, Mr. Meher won't actually understand this. So I changed it to like the top 100. But before I was listening to Filipino music. And like, like I just said, like even the shittiest movies in the Philippines, I watch it and I enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy it, yeah.
Like you know, when you see like a familiar place or a familiar food or a familiar word.
I was like, this is my fucking culture.
Exactly.
I love it.
Exactly, and even the songs, like I just said, like when I was in, because Philippines is an Americanized country, right?
Yeah.
So we have really like we really uphold like American culture and stuff like that. So American music is always there, Korean music is always there. So Philippines like OPM is not really popular, but then when I moved here, like I always listen to them, even the 1980s songs of the Filipinos, like. Here we all, and I, you know, because my cousin at we always play Filipino songs here, and that makes me feel at home, you know, like hearing that the words that you actually, because if you're staying in Australia, you would go to uni, you go to work, you don't actually speak your native language. You can't, even at work, you can't, even though you have a Filipino friend, you can't, because a lot of people say, you can't, because, you know, they might think like you're talking about them and stuff like that. So, so when you're at home, you watch movies, you listen, just to make you feel like, I'm still a Filipino. Like I'm still a Filipino. So
and it's a really nice. It's a sweet feeling because like there's a lot of truth to the sentence where people say that you don't appreciate what you
what you have until
you've lost. Yeah, it's really it's true because like a lot of these movies, so much appreciation is coming for it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also with the language, like today I went to lab this morning before I came here and. I don't like normally like listen to music when I'm doing any experiments because that's just like safety risk. That's a no. But like when I'm like outside the lab and I'm just like going through my journal, which is like general sitting area outside outside all the scientific stuff. Today there was no one because it's a Saturday and I was the only idiot there. So I just like put my phone like on loudspeaker and I played like Hindi songs and it was really nice to be able to sing those songs. Even though I don't enjoy singing that much. It was nice because like I could say the words of my language which I couldn't before. Like
and
it's really
like
nice.
and even me, like if I go to work, like because usually I ride the train if I go to a city work. So I listen to music in Tagalog. It's like Filipino. So I like whenever I hear American like English songs, like not today.
But yeah, that's one of the experiments that I wanted to do, like a statistical experiment is to somehow record or somehow make a list of how many times and what songs I listened before coming here.
And then what's the difference?
It's too late for that, but I'm very sure I listen to more Bollywood now.
Me too.
So what are some of the stereotypes that people have of Filipino people or the people from Philippines? Like, is there anything that you've encountered like internationally that you think is okay, this is not very accurate?
Well, the major thing, like the major stereotype of a lot of people, especially in Australia and in US, is that Filipinos are all nurses.
But you're a nurse.
I am a nurse. But like I know, but the thing is, like, you know, like if you meet like someone here, like if you have like a friend gathering or something and they're like Filipino family, the first thing they're gonna ask, are you studying? It's like, are you taking up nursing? So it's like you have like that 90% chance of getting it right. But the thing is, it kind of it's not I mean, for us it's okay because I'm a nurse, but
Yeah.
for some people they feel like no, like not everyone who's studying
Yeah.
here is nursing.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the thing is, it's funny because if you go to here, because I'm working. If you go to here, because I'm working in like different hospitals
Yeah.
in Queensland.
Yeah.
I've been to Caboolture until to PI,
PI,
Princess
yeah.
Alexandra. So I've never had experience that there's no Filipino in a ward. Like there will always be a Filipino in a ward, or if it's not on your ward, a different ward would have it.
So
And-
at least like it's a bit accurate,
Yeah,
except
it's a bit
it doesn't make it better. But
yeah, but I
there
think,
is some generalization. Like generalizations are mostly based on truth, which is fair. But except it sucks for people when you just think of Filipinos
Yeah.
as nurses.
I think there's none really for. I don't know. Like, do you have for me? Like, because
No, I actually I knew about the nose thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Oh yeah, so you know the nurse thing. But yeah, for Filipinos, no, not usually.
So moving on to something.
Oh, there is. Oh, but not for. It's not really in Filipino men, but more in Filipino women.
Women? Yeah.
Yeah, because whenever. Because we have this in the Philippines we have this women called rare, because they have rare features.
Okay.
So they're like the not so good looking Filipino women.
Okay.
But like a lot of Australians and Americans, they would rather date those kind of women than the pretty faces Filipino women.
Why?
I don't know.
I mean, that's nice, right? I mean,
yeah.
Wait.
I mean, I don't know why. I mean, what you mean?
I'm asking why, but I'm also like, hey, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, like, that's one of the stereotype here. If you don't look pretty and you're a Filipino woman and you're living here in Australia, a lot of people would think that you've married an Australian. Like you didn't go here by yourself or by your your hardship and stuff.
Okay.
They would automatically think that she went here because she married an Australian. Yeah.
So let me get this straight. Like the stereotype there is like a lot of Australian or American men like a particular set of Filipino women, and if you are someone who falls into that category and living in Australia, the problem is that people will think you got married into or something.
Yeah, you were married, like you're married to an Australian man, and like life is easy for you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But it's not. I mean, I know it's not easy because
I
have a lot of friends who actually married Australian and they're happy. And and the thing is, some people think that they married that. Yeah, that's the negative thing, is that some people think that they married that Australian person because of money or because of the citizenship and not because they love them. But
that's actually there's a lot of judgment that comes onto you, which is it's not just Australia, it's just international. It's just like human nature. That you do not like outsiders. That's just how it is.
Exactly.
But like, there's a lot of judgment that comes along when you're an immigrant, and like it like if especially if it shows like physically that you are not from the same continent. But it's harder when that same judgment is passed. Like, it's harder to be, say for example, an Indian married to an Australian than it is to be just an Indian. Because then you are also judged for being an Indian, but then you also like looked at cynically, like, what are you up to?
Exactly. That's the point. Yeah. Anyways, that's all good.
So speaking about marriage, and speaking about girls, so you have a fairly interesting yet sad relationship history.
Yeah.
And it's an entire saga. I just want to make this clear that I have approached Zhao to buy their movie rights for his life. But I still want to go into it because I think it's really interesting.
Okay, so no, because the one that I told you guys, like, because she's been my girl from like since 4th year high school. So I was like
you don't have to name her.
I won't name her.
Don't name her.
So we met like during our 4th year, because I was in the same school since I was in like middle school to high school. And then she transferred from a different high school to my high school in 4th year. So when I saw her, because she's like the type of girl that I really like, so I was like, oh, I like this girl.
So this is year 4. Like, how old were you?
I was 4th year, so that was 2011. So I've met her, and then we kind of we just have that banding. We were comfortable with each other, so we were together since 4th year high school, and then until college. But during our college year,
that's like 7 years.
Yeah. So during our college, there was a time when we wanted to explore. So we kind of talked like, hey, maybe we should just call it off for a sec.
Yeah.
For a sec.
Like just take a break.
Yeah,
Just a
like,
quick break.
Can we like take a break and then just because like you've been
Together
much
through school,
so
yeah.
you have to try to explore other people as well. So we were like,
Well,
okay,
yeah, we don't have to, Chow.
yeah,
You wanted
I'm
to.
sorry. I think it was just us. So we actually did that, and then, but like even though I tried dating with some other women as well during my culture, but I know in my heart it's gonna be her always.
Yeah.
So that was our premise. Like, yeah, you can just we're on an open relationship during our college years. Like, okay, you can date anyone, but please don't make official. Don't make it official. Like, you can date this guy, but don't make him your boyfriend. And I can date this girl. I can
Like, it's open, except that it's there that we are both in a relationship.
Yeah.
You can like hook up.
Yeah,
But
the thing is, like, you can't commit to that person because at the end of our college years, our promise was we were gonna be together again.
okay.
Like, we just have to explore, and then we will be back.
That was
It's
actually
crazy.
very
I don't know,
open-minded.
it's
It's open-minded.
So it's an open-minded. So yeah, so I dated a lot of girls back then, but I never like I just want the feeling of that, but I didn't really like make
You
them my
didn't
girlfriend.
connect. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so that's our promise, and then so when she posted a lot of guys as well, like I'm okay with that, like okay, she's hanging out, it's okay because that's what we talked about.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I saw a post which was like there was like a lot of photos at the background, and then the guy was hugging her.
Okay.
And I was like,
So
okay,
these are like photos in the background, and like,
they're photos.
or was it like digital, or was that
Digital.
in a room where they actually stuck
Oh
photos?
yeah, like that's that. Like
Okay,
with the photos, with like the legit photos.
Okay, so there were like printed photos.
Yeah, printed photos. Yeah.
Okay, but and a photo of them hugging in front of printed photos.
Yes. That's
Okay,
it.
I get it. Because you can also like Photoshop
Yeah,
photos.
exactly. And then so I was like, oh, okay, but it hurt me. Like, fuck, this is too much. So I was like, okay, I think I have to stop this because it's like I don't know. I mean, I love her.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I can't do this open fucking shitty relationship. So and then what the caption was that they were together.
Okay.
And it was like, what we said is that we weren't gonna be together. We won't be with someone like in a committed
But
relationship.
did she like? I mean, I'm just trying to like figure out. Like, she agreed to this, right?
Yes.
You didn't just say like, "Hey, we
No,
can't
she
be." Like,
did. She
okay,
did.
okay.
So when I saw that picture, I messaged her. I was like, "Hey, what's the meaning of this?" She's like, "What we're like officially together. You can't be officially together. You know that." And I was like, blah blah blah. And she said like, "Oh, Ja, because he makes me happy and stuff like that. Blah 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 blah." I was like, "What?" And it's like, I was really like, "No, you can't do." So I was like, "Okay, don't." I was like, I will commit with you. I was like, we can be together like officially again. Like, just don't go with him. And then she said like, Jao, I can. And I was like, no, you can't. You can. That was third year college. I was like, no, you can. I'll be your man. I was like, I can like I can be your boyfriend now.
Yeah.
I don't want side chicks anymore. I want you. And then she said like, we can. And that's like, fuck. I was like, I think I know the reason why.
Yeah.
And then I was like, are you pregnant?
Wait. Oh, okay.
And then she was like, yes, I am. And I was like, oh fuck. It's like, no way. And then I said, okay, it's okay. It's okay if you're pregnant. I can be the dad. I was like,
But that is really sweet though. That's like, yeah.
Oh, I was like, okay, I can be the dad. I can be his dad. Or whatever. Is that the girl? Because it became a girl. So I was like, yeah, I can be the child's dad. It's like, Jao, like that guy wants to be the dad as well. Blah 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 blah. I was like, okay. So I gave them like I backed up. Like I backed up like for like a year or something.
Yeah.
And then there was third year, and then fourth year it was her child's first birthday.
Yeah.
And I came to the party. I'm such a shitty person. Because we never talked for a year.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk, but we don't talk the same way we did
Yeah,
before.
yeah. It's like just formal.
Yeah, just
small
formal.
talk,
Like,
yeah.
hey, how's the baby and stuff like that. So when I went to the party, when I saw her again, like in person, I was like, I still have feelings for her. So I was like, no, I can't. Because it's like a family birthday. You know, like the dad of the kid was there as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, Ja, you can't do it. But she was like the one who said, can you take a photo together? And I was like, yeah, sure.
With you and her?
Yeah, just the two of us.
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know, the parties we have like the
Photo booth?
Photo booth, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So we did that photo, and then we also did it with the child.
Okay.
And then
wait, you, the child,
and her,
and the girl you used to like, but she went with someone else, so she got pregnant, and now the kid is in your hand.
yeah. And then we took the photo, and then I don't know, like when I saw her again, I know and I can feel that she's still loving, like she's still in love with me the same way that I loved her before as well.
Yeah.
So when the party was finished, she was like, "Can we meet up and stuff like that?" And then we meet up at our condo, because we have like an apartment condo unit in the Philippines as well. So she went.
As in both of y'all wait, whose condo?
Mine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So she went to that condo, and then we talked, and then she said that she doesn't love the guy anymore because the guy was hurting her physically.
Okay.
So she showed me some photos of that guy, like she has like bruises and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, don't, like, you don't deserve that guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm here, you know,
Yeah.
like, and it's like, that's my chance.
But also, I didn't know this. I didn't know this detail. That's
I was like,
really sad.
I know, it's like, I'll be the dad of this baby girl, the child. I was like, okay. So after that, she was I spoke to the guy. I was like, hey, if you like, I don't want to fight the guy as well, because, you know, like, it's not my what do I call this,
like your kind of thing to like fight.
Yeah, I mean, not really. It's like it's beyond. I'm not included in that kind of issue. It's not my issue to be to be part of. So I just told him, like, hey, if you can't take care of this girl, like, just leave her with me and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, like, he it's obvious, obviously he didn't love her the same way I did, because he's like, okay, like,
no, I mean, if you're beating someone, that's not love.
Exactly.
Like, that's like the opposite of
I know
love.
her.
Yeah.
And then, so after that, that was fourth year, and then we came back together during the fourth year, and then I became the dad, apparently, of that kid.
Yeah.
Like, not that dad, like, we live in the same house, but
you're like taking care.
Taking care of that baby girl.
Yeah.
And then it's funny because a lot of people didn't actually like her to be with me, because like, they think that I would have like a better wife, you know, like someone who doesn't have a child, who actually, you know,
like a lot of that's
because like I was kind of likable, you know. A lot of girls like me back in the Philippines. So a lot of people were shocked, why did I settle with this girl?
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't know her, like, you don't know our past, so you don't have the right to say that. So, like, even my professor, because we were from the same high school, right? So our professors were like talking to me. I was like, are you happy with this? Like, are you sure you want to go in this kind of life? Because if you choose her, you choose your child as well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like, it's buy one take one. You can't just take.
And like, how old were you at that point?
I was 18, 19, something like that.
So that's like.
So I was like, and then so like she was really insecure about how I feel about her, because, you know, like, for her, I was here and she was here.
Like,
that's how she
like,
feels.
Okay, she felt that you were like a bit superior.
Yeah. Like, in a way, like, because when I did my bachelor's in the in Philippines, we have like a board examination for the whole country.
Yep.
And I managed to land the top 7.
Nice.
Yeah, like 17,000 examiners. So I got the 7th spot.
Wow.
So like that's why I was kind of famous. That's why because I was in the newspaper and stuff like that.
Oh, so that's how the fame started. Because I have another question about your fame. Which comes a little later. But
So that's one of the reasons, because I was posted in a big tarpaulin. So
nice.
girls were like hitting on me and stuff like that.
Because he's like cute and smart.
And then, but, you know, like, my heart is for her. Like, so I was like, hey, I love you. I don't care about this side chicks and blah, 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 blah. So what I did is I brought her to a family dinner.
Yeah.
So she was the first and the only girl I brought to a family dinner.
Wow.
Like, I had 7 ex-girlfriends in the past.
And none of them get the family dinner.
No. Because no, that's too
that's
much.
Family.
Yeah, that's family. But I brought her to that family dinner because I want her to feel that I'm serious with her.
Yeah.
So then when I brought her to the family, it's just my mom who liked her.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the family were like, why is she has a child job and like stuff like that. I was like, okay, whatever, just fucked up. So after that, so we were fine. We were happy. I was happy with her. Like, I don't freaking care about anyone.
Yeah.
As long as I was with her.
Yeah.
So because that was my dream. That was my high school dream, to be with her.
Yeah.
So when so I said, like, I was going to here in Australia for 3 months.
Yeah.
It's actually just for a vacation.
Yeah.
Just like it was 2015, I think.
Yeah.
And then like just because my sister wanted me to study here, so she just wanted me to experience how it feels to
so
really
like,
live here in a long
yeah.
time. So when I went here, it was just 3 months,
Yeah.
and then we were okay. We were Skyping,
Yeah.
video chatting and stuff like that. We were fine. And then there was this message. Because I really trust her.
Yeah.
I mean, when I love someone, I really trust them.
Yeah, love and trust like, go together.
So she told me like, because she's a pretty woman, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of guys are also hitting on her as well,
Yeah.
especially at work. And then whenever because we're open about everything. So when she when she tells me like, hey, baby, do you know, baby, like hey, hey baby, there's 2 guys like flirting with me, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So whenever she tells me that, I would always ask her, so what are you planning to do? I don't dictate her of what she's gonna do, because that's not me. Like, I'm her partner, but I'm not her. So that's, it's still her decision. Yeah. So whenever I ask her, like, so what's your plan with that? She's just going to say, I'm going to leave them alone. I'm going to go far from them. It's like that. It's like, okay. Because I trust her. She's like, okay, I believe you. You're going to do that. And then there's this one guy that she keeps on telling me about. And I said, what are you doing now? And she said, I'm not going close to him. I'm like leaving him off. It's like, okay, that's fine. I trust you. And then suddenly one of his bosses messaged me on Facebook.
Okay.
And he was like, because he's gay. He's gay, not because he's gay. He's gay.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
because like gay people don't message on Facebook.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
not their thing.
Yeah, it's like he messaged me like, hi Jao, you might not know me. I'm blah blah blah's boss. Team leader. Blah blah blah. So hi. And I was like, okay, hi. You're okay. We can be friends. And then he was like, actually, I'm sending you a message because of this issue. Blah 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 blah. And he was saying like, my girl and the guy that she was talking about were getting like closer than it should have, like
okay, like kind of like PDA,
like passing the border of just being friends.
Yes.
And the first thing that comes to my mind is like, but she told me that she's leaving him, she told me like she's backing off with that guy. Then why then suddenly I've heard this news that
sorry, I have to wait and I have to like stop. Why is like, I thought like him being gay is gonna like, does that have anything to
that's
okay,
something.
Okay. Because otherwise I was like, wait, you shouldn't like identify people as he's gay.
Because when I trust the girl, so when I told her that her boss is messaging me, she said that he's just telling you that because he has a crush on you. That's the thing. That's like
okay.
And it was like, oh okay. It was like, and I believed her. Like, oh, maybe he does just have a crush on me. That's why he's he's ruining the image of my girl. Yeah. And then it just passes by that, and then like weeks pass, and then that guy that she was talking to me about has a girlfriend, which they broke up. Okay.
So the guy that she was that the boss told you she was with. Yeah. His girlfriend, and they broke up.
Yeah, he has a girlfriend who broke up with him like just 2 days.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I was like, why did they broke up?
Yeah.
Like there must be a reason. So I was like, So I messaged that girl. So I was like, hi, you might not know me, because I was really I was paranoid because I can't do anything. I was in a different country. I couldn't see what's happening, Yeah. So I just messaged the girl like, hey, I heard that you and this guy broke up.
Yeah.
And like, is there anything wrong? Blah 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 blah. And she was like, I don't want to say anything. She said like, I don't want to be the reason for you and your girl to break up.
She's already said.
Yeah, I was like, far out, because this. I was like, I don't want to hear that news, but far out. I heard it already. So, so I asked her again about if blah 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 blah, and she totally denied it. Like, no, I'm not seeing him anymore. Blah blah blah. So the boss. The gay boss messaged me again, and he sent me some photos. Okay. And fucking those photos, they're fucking sweet. Like they're hugging each other, and then there was this one photo. It was in the room, I think. Oh, in the guys' room.
Jesus, there's a lot of editing that has to be done.
In the guys' room, and my girl was only wearing like a sando. It's like a singlet. Okay. Yeah, just a singlet, and the guy was without a top. Okay. Was sitting on her legs.
Oh. Okay.
And I was like, fuck that. That's too much.
And so the boss sent this photo to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
how did the boss get the photo?
Because he's friends with that guy. And that guy, I think he was
blocking. Guys are bragging always.
Yeah. And I think he was blocking me or something for me to not see that. Yeah. But but he didn't know that I have a lot of CCTV surveillance cameras around there. So But I wasn't really furious. I didn't like, say bad words to my girl. I was like, I didn't confront her actually at first, because I was afraid that, I was afraid of losing her again. That's why I didn't want to say anything bad. So I just asked her again, even though I know the true story, because I have the evidence.
Yeah.
But
you just want to you want it, because a part of you will be like, I don't want it. She'll have an explanation that will like.
And the thing is, I want that news to come out from her. And then,
so at that point, like, you believed it.
Yeah, I believe that
you knew that this this is what is happening.
Yeah, that this is happening, but I want it to come from her, because I feel like she's already lying to me, And for me to make me feel that she does love me, even though she committed that cheating thingy, is that she will really
tell you the truth.
Tell me the truth that's coming from her, not from the other people.
Yeah.
And then when I ask her again, like, hey, are you still looking at meeting with this guy? And she's like, no, I'm not. And I was like, why do you fucking lie? Why? How can you do this? So I sent her the photos.
Oh.
And then when I sent her the photos, she read it already.
Yeah.
And then she's typing for like 30 minutes. I was like,
oh shit. Statement.
Yeah, I was like, what are you typing now? And then she was like, she said sorry, blah 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 blah. And the thing is, she actually put the blame on me.
Okay.
Like she said, like, oh, because you couldn't accept my daughter anyways, blah 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 blah, her child. She said, like, I couldn't accept her child, but I feel like I was the father, And then she was like saying, you're too busy in Australia, blah blah blah, you don't have time for me and stuff like that. But she didn't know that I was here. I didn't back then. I was planning to do like a partner visa, like so I can bring her here as well. But I'm not telling that her. I wasn't telling her that because I want to surprise her. And then she was saying sorry, blah 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 blah, and I didn't want to say anything bad because I love her.
Yeah.
So I just kept my silence, and I just didn't reply for like one day, I think. Yeah. And then when I messaged her again, I was like, "Do you love him?" Blah 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 blah. So, because for me, it's like we've been through a lot,
Yeah. Like, so like, at that point, you were like, okay, if you don't love him, we can get past it.
Yeah. And then, but she was like saying she's confused, blah 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 blah, and I was like, I deserve better, like. Yeah. Like, I've been fighting for you since I was in high school. You were my dream girl. And even though you have your child, you've been with a lot of guys. It doesn't matter to me as long as you're with me. That's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
So like, I don't deserve that shit. I've given her a lot of chances, and then I just went here in Australia for like 2 months because I was supposed to stay here for 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
It's just the second month since that like the drama started happening.
Yeah.
So like 2 months, I was just gone in the Philippines. I was just
gone away for 2 months. Yeah.
Like, what more if I'm not there for like a year or something? You're gonna be like pregnant with other guys. But I didn't say that to her.
Yeah, that wouldn't be nice.
Yeah, but I didn't say that to her. But like, I was so angry. I was so furious. And then so after that like she said, because I don't want our relationship to end like just like that. You know. So I was telling her like, but I don't know, like all the love was like covered with hatred back then for her.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if I could still like love her the same way as before. Like if you've broken my trust, like it's really hard to.
It is.
Yeah. So I was like saying, let's meet up when I go back to the Philippines, and she said, no, I can't. Like she's so, because we have this word like nahihiya na ako. So it means like I'm so ashamed of myself. Like I don't have like the right, like the face to see you anymore. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, if you respect our relationship, like just meet up with me.
So you just wanted to like meet up once, have this like amicable breakup, talk
like
about...
meet up, and then let's just tell me the freaking reason. How could you do that to me? Like, cause I have like a lot of chances to cheat on her.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of people messaging me and flirting with me, but I didn't, because I was like, no, I have a girl.
Also because you're a decent human being.
Yeah, I'm a decent human being, man. So I was like, just meet up with me, and she's like, okay. And the thing is, because when we weren't broken up yet, I bought her like a lot of dresses and stuff like that, and I bought her her daughter like some chocolates. So I was like, I wanted to give that to her still, because when I bought those things, we were okay. When I bought those things, I was like happy buying that.
Yeah, that was like, at that point you had already decided you wanted to give that to them. Yeah,
exactly. So when we met in the Philippines, so I came back in November, and then we met, and then I don't know, like when I saw her, it was just so painful, man. Like when I saw her, I started like crying.
Yeah.
But she was like, you know what she said? Like she said, don't cry. Don't cry. Yeah, don't cry. It's embarrassing. That's what she told me.
That's really sad.
I know. It's like I'm crying because of you, Shiri. But like, and then I asked her how could you do that to me? I just want to know, like, is it because of me being away? And she said like, I didn't have time for her. That's what she said. I was like, how can I have a time for you when I'm not in the Philippines? Like, you can.
But you did like Skype.
Yeah, we did Skype. Yeah. I messaged her and stuff like that. But she wants a guy who's really clingy, I think. And then she said, and the one that really hurt me the most, like she said that I didn't accept her daughter.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, like if you only know how much I love your daughter already, and then I asked her like, so are you still gonna meet with this guy, the one that she cheated me on? So she said like, no, there's nothing between us anymore. That's what she said. Okay, I was like, okay. And then we broke up.
Yeah.
And then she keeps on messaging me like, I want you back, blah 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 blah. But I was, it's not that I didn't want her back anymore. I was just like, give me space, give me time. I can't just just forgive you.
Yeah,
instantly.
you hadn't like made up your mind on not going back to her.
Yeah.
You just like wanted to take a moment away.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that was November. It's like, okay, just for me, I wasn't replying or sending her any messages because I just wanted to take off.
Yeah.
And then by the end of December, she posted another photo on Facebook, and they were together.
The guy, the earlier guy.
Yeah, the earlier girl.
Yeah.
The earlier, that guy that she cheated on me.
When you went to Australia. When you came to Australia.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then like, I was like, how can you post a photo in just we're not
1 month?
Yeah, like 2 months.
2 months.
It's like we aren't even broken up for 3 months, and then after that, she blocked me and stuff like that. But I didn't message her anymore, and then. Because we have an Instagram. She has an Instagram account like where she posts our stuff before.
Yeah.
She didn't delete it. She just like made her own like a new account, and that's what she uses now. But I can stalk still the old account.
So the old one is just like you and her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's still there, and it's like, and then I was like, I was mad at her for the whole year, for doing that shit. But then like I realized like how she meant to me back then, how she, because she actually changed my life back in college. Is when I was reviewing for the board exam for the national board, she was always there.
Yeah.
When I said like I think I won't pass the exam, she was like, no, you can, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then so like last year 2017, it was Mother's Day, and then I was like, oh, I think I just wanted, I don't want someone like I don't want someone to be like in a bad relationship.
Yeah.
Because we have a short life,
Yeah. Like you want to like
stress
get
free
over
and
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
So so I just messaged her in the Mother's Day. I was like, hey, happy Mother's Day, and she just like a long message.
Isn't that weird though? She's not. Like Mother's Day, as in like. You're a mother. You're not my mother.
You're a mother.
You're a mother. Okay, yeah. So I've actually never done that to anyone. So
really?
I mean, I'd like write Mother's Day to my mom.
Just because in the Philippines we actually say Mother's Day to anyone. Like
it makes sense. But like, sorry.
So I sent her like, happy Mother's Day and stuff like that, and then she said like a long message like she's really sorry and blah 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 blah. And the thing is that what she's really most sorry about is that her relationship with my mom was thrown out of the bin. Because my mom really loved her so much. Yeah. Like my mom, because there was one time when I was here, because my mom used to live here as well.
Yeah.
And then me and were fighting, and then I think she messaged my mom, and then my mom was saying, "Hey Jao, if you couldn't love, leave her alone." It's like, oh mom, I'm your son, mom. And
Don't take us.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, that happened like the first month I was here,
yeah.
And then on the third month when the drama came, like me and we were breaking up, but I wasn't telling anything with my mom, and she was not telling my mom anything as well. I was just in bed, like I was just laying like that, and then she was like, "Are you okay, son?" I was like, "I'm okay, mom." And then she was like, "Are you okay?" And then I just cried.
Yeah.
And then what she told me is like, "I'm so sorry, son. I was so focused of you hurting. I forgot you can be hurt by."
Oh my God, I love your mom.
Because my mom knows that I flirt with other girls as well. Back in when I was in college, she knows that like I go out with everyone.
But this is when like the open relationship.
Yeah, with the open relationship. Yeah. So that's why she was so concerned. But then she realized like, my son can also be hurt by that girl.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Oh," then I started crying. And then they never talked. Like my mom blocked her, and she really posted a lot of like I posted a photo on Facebook or Instagram, and it's like, and that's after we broke up.
Yeah.
She was like her caption was like,
is it a photo of you?
No, it's just her sitting on a chair, like drinking coffee. She's like, being happy, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. But it wasn't about me.
Yeah.
And then my mom commented like, you know what makes you happy? It's being faithful to your man.
Ouch.
And I was like,
Mom is savage.
Mom. She didn't, and then my ex-girlfriend didn't reply at all because she loves my mom as well. Yeah. But you know, she knows she did something wrong.
Yeah.
But like my mom was so savage, like, you know what's gonna make you happy, girl, if you being faithful to your man. It's like, fuck. And then like my friends were like sending me messages, they were screen capturing the captions like, your mom is savage. I was like, sorry, this is my mom. Yeah, and then until now, like we talk, but she always tell me like, I still wanted to talk to your mom because my mom's still blocking her until now.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's so freaking crazy because last Thursday night was crazy because this is a different it's not a different story, but it's still about her.
Yeah.
So we don't talk really often.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah, and then because I was booked for an afternoon shift this Thursday.
Yeah.
So I was actually having a bad week this week. That's why I wasn't posting anything on Instagram. So I just posted last night because I'm like, okay, the end is the week is over. But yeah, so the Thursday afternoon I was booked.
Is that how it happens? Like you have a bad week, you don't.
Yeah, I don't like fudge. I don't want people to see me like fucking crazy shit. So I was booked for an afternoon shift, and then when I was going there in the hospital, I got cancelled.
Oh, when you were like on your way.
Yeah. So like, okay, far out. So just chill. But it's okay to be cancelled in the afternoon because you can still be booked for a night shift.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if you can book me for a night shift, that should be fine.
Yeah.
And then the agency booked me around 4 p.m. for a night shift. So I slept from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. because my night shift starts at 10, so I have to be out of the house from 9 something.
Yeah.
So when I woke up around 7, I just took a bath and then I was drinking coffee. It was a hard coffee because it's a night shift and you have to be awake for the whole night shift. And then I finished my coffee and then they called and they said, sorry, Suharto, your shift has been cancelled. It's like, fuck.
But now you can't sleep.
Yeah, and it's like, but the thing is here, they booked me for a morning shift.
Oh,
and
so now you have to sleep.
Yeah, I have to sleep. But I was like, okay, I can sleep. But fucking man, I didn't sleep until 4 morning.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I was super stressed out. Like, you know, you're closing your eyes, but your mind is working.
Yeah, you know what is the worst thing is when you want to sleep, but you know that even if you do sleep, you're stressed out about waking up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I couldn't sleep because my room is on this side, and I moved to my sister's room. I moved down here because I just couldn't find my sleep.
Yeah.
And then I took a bath around 4 in the morning, but I feel so groggy. You know, like your mind is not working well, and I feel unsafe driving. I feel unsafe working in the morning because morning shift is the busiest shift ever. Yeah. So, like giving medications, that's gonna put me at risk. Yeah. So I called the agency like, hey, I can't do the morning shift. So, sorry, you have to cancel that. So I slept like 6 in the morning until 9, and it's funny because when I woke up, she messaged me. She's like, hey, Jao, I dreamt of you last night. Are you okay?
Holy shit.
And it was like, fucking man, like, I was like, what? Really? Like, what? Like, nobody messaged me, like, at the morning. Nobody messaged me at night time. Yeah. So, I was so shocked. When I woke up, it was her. And then, what was she saying about? And she said, like, hey, Jao. Because I wasn't replying because I was asleep. Are you okay? Because I dreamt of you last night. It's a bad dream. And she was like, I just wanted to know if you're fine. I was like, hey. And then I told her, like, I was actually having a bad sleep last night. And then we talked, like, I was like, just, fuck, that's so crazy. Yeah. But yeah, anyways. You know,
but
like,
it's nice. Like, it's like, that's a nice thing, right? Like, that y'all are talking because, with, like, relationships end and, like, because they end, you the last image that you have is always bitter.
Yeah.
Because it ended. But, like, it really overpowers, like, all of the good parts, like, what the person meant to you, and all the things that person taught you and everything. So it's nice that you're like, after some time, like now you're all talking like normal people, and you have like respect, like this person that did so much for me. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, before we became together, we were good friends. So like, and I know, like, as a boyfriend, I wasn't a perfect boyfriend to her as well. I know I have like a lot of problems as well, like. There are times that I forgot to message her and stuff like that. But the thing is, I never cheated on her. But yeah, but that's the thing. Like, but I know I wasn't the perfect boyfriend as well. But yeah, now she has, she's happy and stuff like that. So I'm happy for her as well.
So like there's a good ending to the story, which is like you're friends with that girl.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all good now, and also that you have a girlfriend, which is also good. Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So yeah, going from so I've never known that you had a girlfriend, and that's because I've never seen her on your social media.
Yeah, I don't really post.
Which is crazy because like
I usually post.
you're kind of like a social media person.
Well, because the thing is like, back then when we were together with my ex,
Yeah.
like I often post our photos, and she often gets like, I don't know, like
hate.
Yeah, kind of hate posts like why did you choose her?
Yeah.
You know, like. And it's so mean, and I can't control that. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes even though I delete that on my comment, like they would comment on her post and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and they would say bad words. So, you know, that's when I learned like you don't actually have to post everything on social media.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that, like private things, you can just keep it like your
thing.
private,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a secret, but it's private.
No, yeah, I completely understand because I've never posted about my girlfriends because.
So you got a lot of girlfriends, eh?
No, I don't have a girlfriend. I had one girlfriend, or
okay.
maybe two, but that was
maybe
it.
3, 4.
No, that's pretty much where it ends.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, I know like I had a girlfriend when Instagram. There was one when I wasn't on Instagram. There was one where I was on Instagram, but like for the second one, I never ever posted anything on anywhere because like the relationship is so personal and so like important to me.
Exactly.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to share it. I just want
like
to keep
people,
it.
Yeah, and like people will talk about you and something. And there's like this actually there's like this article that a lot of people, like couples who post their photos on social media, actually has a big issue with their relationship. That's what like
it makes sense because it's kind of fragmenting the relationship because like I've seen couples like, so there are these two huge stars in India. They're Ranveer Singh and Deepika Padukone. They're like huge Bollywood stars, and they're both like dating. There's a lot of like history and drama to it. Before they used to date someone else, whatever. But the point is, I see a lot of like the guy would, and they're both really huge on Instagram. They're fucking stars.
Yeah,
like millions of followers, and like it's crazy. And like I would always like. There are always these articles that BuzzFeed and all that posts about like, the 5 times Ranveer commented on Deepika's posts, and they're really cute. And that's amazing when you're like a public figure. Such cuteness between the relationship works. But like in a normal relationship, I like if we're in a relationship and if you're posting something and I'm commenting on it, it always felt a little weird to me because like y'all just like talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's very weird when couples comment.
Yeah,
like, you don't have to use Facebook.
Exactly.
Like Facebook is for me and my aunt.
Yeah,
you're not
like
together.
the people that's now within your like environment. Like you've been in the Philippines.
I agree with that article in the sense that I'm sure that there are some repercussions to like being a couple on Instagram because or Facebook because social media is superficial. So if you take a relationship on it. There is like some superficialness to it.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know what? Like what they say, what you see on social media is what the people want you to see.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they won't post about freaking problems and stuff like that. Like I won't post me being stressed out this week.
You know what? I actually hate social media. Like I've always hated social media. That's why I try to like use it in my way and not the way that. So I try to like I put everything that you're not like if there were like 10 rules that you shouldn't do on social media. I'm like the opposite of like I try to break all of the rules. Like, my captions are first of all they always say keep it short and sweet. Me no
long,
fucking long. You want to read it, you read it. You want to read it,
exactly,
read it.
Exactly.
Second, like your pictures are supposed to have some filter, some nice. I'm like no, my picture's ugly AF. I love it.
Exactly.
I mean not the Australian.
No.
Visa one. That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
But like my personal.
And the thing is like you know like a lot of people say like if they post on social media they actually like just want attention and validity. You know,
but that is true. And I mean I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I post because I want validation.
Yeah, like it's okay or
but it kind of sucks though. Like when I post I know that this is for validation. Or maybe because I'm feeling low and I just want to like
someone to say like
for me it's a bit different because like you know like when you do stand-up comedy, when you do acting, there's a high you get after you've done the set or the play. There's an adrenaline rush and you feel better about yourself if it's gone well. So with my post, because I'm just mostly making jokes, if I post and people like the joke, it's the same high in the sense that I feel good.
Exactly, that's right.
But it's kind of sad, but it's true that it's validation.
It's validation.
Yep. So I think think I've covered all the things that I wanted to cover.
That's cool.
Is there anything that you want to talk about? So okay, so if you're done, like I have like a last, like a closing.
Yeah, sure.
So I've like spoken to you a lot about Filipino culture, politics, history, your personal experiences as a Filipino, your personal experiences in a relationship. So like on a closing note, I want to ask you like, what do you think about, because like I obviously didn't have a lot of idea about Filipino culture or Filipinos because I've never met Filipino people personally. But like, what are the thoughts and what is something that what is your perception of Indians, for example? Because I'm very interested. I know Indians because I live in India.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of stories about India internationally, and I'm like, okay, that is a little not accurate.
Yeah.
Which also means that every other story from every other country that I'm seeing internationally is not accurate.
Yeah.
It's a little. So what do you like? What are your thoughts?
Well, because one of my best friends back still from elementary to high school, because we were 8 best friends. Yeah. One of those is Indian.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you're like you're woke.
Yeah, I'm like okay with Indian. Like whenever we go, that's why I messaged you like, here, are you gonna cook
curry? Yeah.
Curry, because whenever I go,
you know what's the most interesting thing about curry?
Yeah.
Is that we never say curry.
What do you say though?
We call it the name. You know what? So there's this entire thing about curry. The word curry is that the Britishers came here, and we are like, for example, we don't call it curry. I call it like fucking paneer tikka masala or whatever. Like chicken
There's
masala.
A lot of curry,
whatever the curry's name is.
Yeah.
Now, because the Britishers were overwhelmed by how many curries are there, and that's true. Like our menus are crazy huge.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of different types of curries. So they were overwhelmed by how many curries are there.
Yeah.
So they just called it curry.
Yeah, just to be general.
We don't use curry.
Yeah,
we call it the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But now everyone, like all the Indian restaurants also call it curry.
But because in Griffith we have like the Indian Brothers restaurant.
Yeah.
So I usually love the spicy one. I just forgot the name.
Is it something masala?
It's like
butter chicken.
No.
Vindaloo.
Is it Vindaloo?
There's some I don't know what Vindaloo is, but I know that there's.
It's like one, because when I asked like, what's the most spicy curry that you have here?
Yeah.
They point to that.
Yeah, it must be. So I don't know what Vindaloo is. I don't even know if I'm saying correctly because I've never heard about Vindaloo back home. It just I came here and there are all these words for Indian dishes.
Also, it's like different.
That also Indians use these words, so it's not like wrong.
Yeah,
it's just that it's
not
a new.
Really, yeah,
it's a new thing for me.
Fair. So I got like my best friend. So whenever we go to their place, like because she's half Filipino, half Indian. Like her dad, his dad is a Filipino. His mom is a Filipino. So they really cook like legit curry. I was like so yummy. So like so I kind of, but there's like negative connotation of Indians in the Philippines actually.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will call them 5'6", because a lot of Filipinos like do like have a depth like from a lot of Indians in the Philippines, because like for example
they borrow money.
Yeah, they borrow money.
Yeah.
So the thing is, do you know why they're called 5'6"?
No.
Because they put interest on that.
Aha.
Yeah. So for example, for example, I'm gonna I'll ask for 500 pesos from you. So you're gonna lend me 500 pesos, and then a week later it will be 600.
Oh.
Then a week later, 2 weeks later, it's gonna be 700. So as long as I'm not paying you, the money that I loan from you is gonna be
it's gonna increase.
Yeah,
the interest is huge.
Yeah. So that's why whenever it's a funny thing, because like, and a lot of Indians in the Philippines, they drive the motorcycle.
Yeah.
So whenever they're gonna be like, what do you call this? They're gonna ask for the payment.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say, hey, 5'6", they're gonna say, andito na yung 5'6", andito na yung 5'6". That means like, the 5'6" are here, the 5'6" are here. So they're gonna hide because they're like, oh my god, you have no payment.
So there's like, I'm bittersweet about this because A, it's good that we have money.
Yeah, it's like,
but B, people are running away.
Yeah, because like, well, those people are from like in the the poor places in the Philippines, like the squatters and stuff like that, because they really don't have the money.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of mean also.
I know it is a mean thing. And then and the Filipinos actually call Indians Bombay.
Oh, Filipinos call Indians
Bombay.
Why? Do you know why? I think I know why.
Bombay is a place in India.
Yeah.
So in the Philippines we call you guys like Bombay.
But is it like mean or?
Well, I don't like calling you guys Bombay.
Don't.
Yeah, because it's like us. It's like you guys calling us Manila. Like, hey Manila.
Wait, do people like call Philippine?
No, like
okay,
it's
okay,
like
it's a
that,
state-
So
city,
it's
yeah.
like it kind of.
Also, it's not accurate. Like, if someone called me Mumbai, I'd be like, hey, that's my city. If someone called me Bombay, I'd be like, hey, that's my city.
Yeah.
If you call me Mumbai, it's nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's not Mumbai.
No, it's Mumbai or Bombay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So,
But,
yeah.
like, obviously, like, with language, like,
Yeah, because it changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because a lot of there's a lot of Indians in the Philippines. If you didn't know.
there are a lot of
Yeah,
Indians.
a lot of Indians.
I'm not surprised. We have a crazy population. We are fucking
Yeah, exactly.
everywhere.
Like 100 billion or million.
I think it's 120 now.
Far
By
million.
the, by the 120. No, sorry, 1.2 billion. Yeah.
Far out. It's huge. Yeah.
Now it's 1.21 billion.
So and like I've always loved Indian culture because like what I said,
I mean, you don't have to like be nice. You can. I
Yeah,
genuinely
I
want
mean,
to know.
Yeah, but yeah, I
Like,
love.
if you say like say for example, if you say that like the notion for Indians is nice in my country, I wouldn't be like, hey, you're a racist.
Yeah.
You're
But
just
yeah,
telling the truth, and I ask for it.
Yeah, because like what I said, like I grew up with an Indian person.
Yeah.
So in an Indian culture, because and his dad is really nice. Like, and he has that Indian accent when he speaks Tagalog. It's like dito na kayo, like
Oh, so that Indian accent is coming when he speaks Filipino.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like dito na pala kain kayo dito. So he's
I don't understand what you're saying, but it's very similar to how like
yeah
people speak.
that's how he speaks. So
Yeah.
and yeah, it's very good. And the curry is one of the best.
No, food is the hands down. It's a mess being here. Because I'm vegetarian, so I can't really. I can't take in Australian culture. I'm not like, I mean, I don't really get to taste their food.
Yeah.
Like, every country has great food.
Yeah.
But I can't taste their food, and
Yeah.
like, so my stand is already high because I am grown on Indian food.
Yeah.
So like, it's
And because of the spices as well. That's why
Oh,
it's
yeah,
so
love
good.
it.
Yeah.